Everyone, Myles here from GameSpark.com, and PAX Prime Day 2 has officially wrapped up. Yeah, a lot of great cosplayers today. Got a bunch of pictures of those, and goddamn, there was a few dudes dressed up as Misty from Pokemon. It's always funny to see. I don't know what it is, but it's like bronies. You know what I mean? Like there's a dude dressed up like Misty, and then there's the brony, and it's kind of that small group of deviants, I suppose. But anyways, they're there. I took a picture with one, not all of them, but yeah, bunch of great costumes, bunch of great cosplayers. Yeah, woke up this morning. Woke up at 8 with the full intention of waking up, but that didn't happen like I planned it would. I said, fuck it, I can sleep in another half hour. Because it's not like I have to be there at 9 o'clock. It's not like I get some other hours to myself. They only do the press hour thing at the beginning, the first day of PAX. So I said, fuck it, I can, sleep in some. So eventually, I ended up rolling out of bed around 9 o'clock, had my coffee, head on over to the convention center, made my way up. And my first appointment that day was Tiny Brains. So, these guys, independent development group based out of Montreal. I forget what they're called. Yeah, anyways, it's not important. But, so, small independent group based out of Montreal. I know the main guy that works there, directing everybody. He's worked on projects like Assassin's Creed 3 at Ubisoft. There's a couple other guys there who've worked at EA and Eidos. So they broke away from the AAA titles to go make their own indie game. And the main guy, Simon, he expressed that he felt a great disparity of creativity in the AAA title, which is why he moved over to independent. And they made a game called Tiny Brains. And Tiny Brains is it's an action puzzler, I guess you could say. It's really cool. It's I get this real Portal feel from it, because that's really what it is. It's it's co-op multiplayer. People play as 4 rodents that have these scientifically, genetically altered superpowers, where one rodent can summon an object, one rodent can force push, another can force pull, and another one can switch between objects, so you can teleport where an object is to where he was, stuff like that. So basically, you have to get together and you have to work together to figure out the puzzles. This game is really good. I think out of all the indie games that I played, it would definitely make the top 5, and I think it's definitely a title to pick up on the PlayStation 4, because that's what they're going to be debuting on. So yeah, Tiny Brains. It was really good, man. I really love the teamwork involved with it. I got thrown in there with a couple of people I didn't know, and we were all talking amongst each other, trying to figure out how to do the puzzle, really working together like a cohesive team to get the puzzle solved. And that whole booth that they set up too, there was just a whole load of ruckus and shouting going on there. Just you could hear it. So I mean, if that's in any evidence of how good that game is, then yeah, it's a really good game. I would definitely look out for that title, Tiny Brains, when it comes out. It's going to be one of the indie games to pick up. So that was my first appointment. Next appointment I had was with AirMech, and that's Carbon Studios developing that. If you know Carbon Studios, they made Fat Princess, yeah. And they started working on this new game called AirMech, which is a strategic, strategy game. It's like Red Alert, or what have you. Strategy game like that, but it's like AirMech. So yeah, it was an alright game. Nothing too much sticks out in my mind about it. Carbon Studios. I sat down with their main director there, and he had a whole bunch to say. Didn't really get much questions in on him, because he was just going on and on about all his stuff. So I don't know, kind of kicked my shoes up and listened to what he had to say. And then the other thing that they were doing too is they were just briefly touching down on a spiritual prequel or sequel to Fat Princess. So it's tentatively codenamed Cake. He was showing me pictures of artwork from that, and kind of briefly talking about it. So that was interesting. It was interesting listening to him, what he had to say about those upcoming titles. After that, I went over to the MOGA booth, and MOGA makes controllers. They were showing off their Pro Series power controllers for mobile gaming devices. So it's pretty cool. If you're an avid mobile gamer, then I could see how this product would work for you. Basically what it is a controller that has a mount for your mobile phone. It works for Android, and they talked about how they're coming out to make it compatible with iOS. But it's cool because it sits in the controller. It's got a mount there, and basically it plugs into your mobile phone, and it works just like a portable controller for your mobile device. And you can play as if you were playing like a game console, but on your phone. So I mean, like I don't play much mobile devices myself, but yeah, I could definitely see how that would how mobile gamers would like that. So that was pretty cool. The other thing cool about that is that it recharges your phone. The Pro Series, yeah, the Pro Series recharges your phone, so you don't have to worry about losing juice while you're gaming. Finally, the last appointment I had was Stagnation, which is an Osiris Studios game title. Still in alpha stage, so it's pretty raw at the moment, and I mean, like I could definitely see that the game still needs a lot of work done on it. It still needs a lot of fine tuning, but basically it's like this steampunk. It's got the steampunk aesthetic and the steampunk setting. Online multiplayer shooter, first person, a bunch of weapons. It's got feels like a cross between Guns of Icarus and BioShock Infinite. The other thing that this game, aside from being a first-person shooter, there's a guy who can hop into like a mech suit, and he's kind of the commander, so he can order his troops to do stuff for him. So it has a little bit of a different element to that. I mean, nothing new. It's not like I haven't seen something like that before, but yeah. That was that was not Guns of Icarus Online. That was Stagnation. Don't really have much more to say on that. Yeah, the last thing I did today was I caught the Giant Bomb panel, and not that I follow much of what Giant Bomb does, but I thought I would go anyways because I know Matt really likes it, and I could talk about that with him. And it was pretty crazy. We got in there, we sat down, and Jeff Gersman introduced himself. He introduced the rest of the Giant Bomb guys, and then he did an homage to Ryan Davis, who unfortunately passed away earlier on this year. And he introduced him, and there was just a uproarious applause for Ryan Davis. It was just, everybody standing up on their feet and chanting his name, applauding him. It was really heartfelt. And Jeff cracked a pretty good joke. He said, unfortunately, Ryan Davis couldn't make it here tonight. He was working on his God of War review, which we don't know if it'll come out. So that was pretty funny. Actually, the other thing that I did do at PAX Prime before the day ended was I went around to the Mega Indie booth and started just looking around. I went around to this one booth. It was called Beat Buddy, and I got a little Beat Buddy toy for playing the game. Kind of cute, don't you think? But yeah, just happened to stumble upon this game, and this German guy, he kind of flayed me over and said, "Hey, do I know you?" And I said, "I don't think so." He's like, "Yeah, you look familiar." But I don't know. It's not like I'd met him before. He hadn't met me. I just kind of caught my eye and started playing his game, and it was pretty cool. I like Beat Buddy. It's got some really good music. Got a bunch of music from a whole bunch of different composers and artists. That was a cool game, and I got a little toy, and I like the developer, so me and him exchanged cards, and it's PAX Prime Day 2, everyone. Can't wait for PAX Prime Day 3. That's going to be the final day for me. It's not going to be the final day of PAX. We got one more day, but I'm going to be heading back on Monday. So, PAX Prime, final day for me, coming up tomorrow, and the final update. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you around.